Hi Stampers, it's Rachel here from Rachthestamper.wordpress.com. Today I wanted to show you a really cool Thinlit set called Sunshine Wishes. This is in the new 2016-2017 Stampin' Up! Calendar, and this is a Thinlit die set. So it has these really beautiful words, and I loved this set when I saw it. I thought it was really neat because of the words, but when I got it, oh my goodness, I thought it was so pretty. So it cuts out these little tiny delicate looking words. These are some I did in some colors when I very first got it. Oh, the flower is just beautiful. It's so, so pretty. And then the heart, you can actually either have the inside. I think I already used mine. Yes, I did. Let me show you. You can either have the inside of the heart, or you can use the outside of the heart, as you saw I did for this congratulations card I made not too long ago. So this is a really, really pretty set to use. So I also thought, once I started doing it, when I saw the hope, and I just happened to punch a bunch of these out at the same time, and I thought that would really be beautiful for breast cancer awareness. And I know it's June, and breast cancer awareness is a long way off. However, breast cancer awareness is something you should always be aware of, because a lot of women in my real job, which I work at a radiology company, a lot of women are diagnosed with breast cancer earlier and earlier these days. So early detection is the key to prevention and to the cure. So I thought I would make this really pretty card, and you know, you can punch all these out, but I thought a really neat idea would be to do it opposite. So let me show you what I mean. What we're going to use is we're going to use the hope, and we're going to use this flower. And as many of you know, or maybe you don't, I am a newer demonstrator. I have done, I have made things with Stampin' Up! For probably about 14 years, but I've only recently become a demonstrator, so I don't have a big shot. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this anyway, though I am still waiting to get my big shot. So what we're going to use is a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then we're going to use a piece of Blushing Bride, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So what we're going to do is make a reverse image. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of cardstock, and I'm going to put the hope on here. And I should say, I hope this turns out, because I kind of just thought of this idea. I didn't really do anything ahead of time. And we're going to put the flower. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these out on here. So let me get these on my machine and run them through. Now, if you have the big shot, the great part about that is you get the magnetic platform. That's something extra you can purchase. And that way you don't have to worry about, once you put your dies in, that they move around. As a side note, I do not, as I said, have a big shot, and this does work with the machine that I have. So I don't know if all of you do or don't have big shots, but you can still use a lot of these die without having a big shot machine, if that's something that you don't know about. So what we're going to do is we're going to just lift this up. Okay. And the only thing that's going to be different is our flower is going to be just the silhouette of a flower instead of the cutout. So we're going to save these little pieces. And then for our words, we have the hope. And the other thing you can do is you can save the little round part, or we can just fit that back in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of Whisper White, and we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back, and then we will fill in the pieces as we need to. So bear with me, because when I thought of doing this card, I just kind of thought of it. I didn't make one at a time. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. So we're going to have to learn together as we go along here. And I'm just putting a couple extra dimensionals just because some of these spots, if we're going to put anything in, we kind of want to make sure that we have it lifted up enough. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all these backings. And I didn't fold my card just yet, because since we're going to be working on it, I didn't want to have the extra bend there. Okay, so we'll do that. And then what we'll do is we're going to take our flower, and I'm going to put some glue dots because I think that'll probably be the simplest. Let me find my glue dots. The simplest thing to do. So we're going to take some glue dots, and we're going to take our paper piercer, and we're going to put a glue dot onto the back of a couple. You don't have to even do all of these, but just a couple of them, just to give a little bit more an idea instead of it being so abstract of a flower. Let's see. Lost my roll. Here I am. And we'll do this one here. And oops. Hold on 1 second. Let's put that, get back in there, bugger. And we'll do the larger piece here. And oops, sorry. They're all starting to run away from me. And then one more piece here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we will work from the bottom. So we're going to pop this one out. This one was the bottom. And then this one was the next flower up here. And then this was that little edge piece. Okay. And then we have, where did this little baby go? Snuck away from me. This one went here. And this one went here, and this one went. Did I do that right? No, that one should have went in there. Let's see if I can get this off and move it over. Yeah. So this one goes on the outside, and then this one goes on the inside. So one other thing we can do, so we can take our Blushing Bride marker, and we can just make a little bit of a circle here. And if you wanted to, you could make it a little heart. And the same thing for your P. Make your P a little bit more of a heart. You could do this with a black marker if you wanted to instead. But simple card. The other thing you could do if you wanted to is you could cut this out in a different color. And you could put it up here, you could layer it behind, so you would, instead of having your, and you could even put this in to trace your stuff if you wanted to, because you can't get it back out with the paper piercer. But you could cut this out twice. So for example, let me think, I don't think I did a darker hope, but if we were to have done the love and say this was the same color, you could have put that back there. So a little bit of a different card. And again, you could add as much of this as you wanted to or not, just to get it situated how you like it. But I just thought that was a really different card, just to have something reversed. You could also fill a little bit in here. We could also, as always, another thing you could do if you didn't like to have your drawing in your stuff, you could fill these in with a little bit of bling. Oops, there you go. Come on. And then you could use the tiny one for the E. And the H. Grill it up a little bit. You could use the, instead you could also use the decorative pearls if you wanted something just a little bit of a quieter card, or not quite as glitzy of a card. You could also add a little bit of Wink of Stella to your inside blooms, just to make those pop a little bit more. So a lot of different extra things you could do with this card. The other thing you could do with this card too is, if you didn't want to put those in there, you could also pop out your card here. Pop out the rest of your holes. One more there. And so this would be, you have your die cut laid out, and then you could lay this inside, and this would still stick up from the inside. So if you had, you had omitted those parts instead, and you could adhere this directly down to the base underneath, and then you would have your double layer of a card. So totally your preference on how you want it to end up looking, but I thought it was a different idea. And again, you know, always nice to make cards for breast cancer. I know we make a lot of cards ahead of time, Christmas cards and holiday cards and many, many other cards. But this is a card that I think would be really, really pretty, especially for eventually getting to October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. You can reach me at rachthestamper@gmail.com. You can reach my website at rachthestamper.wordpress.com, and you can get all of these supplies and more. This really beautiful, again, Sunshine Wishes framelit set. So pretty, has so many really pretty words in it, but the heart and the flower are absolutely gorgeous just in themselves. You can get all those and more on my online store, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. Thanks for taking time to watch, guys, and I hope you have a great day.